All right, guys. So I want to walk you through how to change up a patio door lock. So you guys might run into a situation where your Mortise latch, which is the latch that's the inside of your patio door, there is a spring, so it is spring loaded, and with that being spring loaded, the springs will break from time to time. So I picked up a new Mortise latch. This is for patio doors. A 45-degree lever slot is what it is. So you want to make sure it fits your door and is going to be taken care of. Now, I did a little bit of cheating here. I went ahead and took the old one out. As you can see here in the door, there is nothing. Let me get you a little bit closer so you can actually see, get you around. You can actually see that this slot is empty. So you typically have the Mortise latch, and then you have this that sits on top of it, and it goes right in there. But in order to do that, so in order to actually make that happen, you guys have to take off the front and back of your door. So we're going to take that off. I got all the screws from earlier. We're going to go ahead and unscrew this real quick, and then we're going to go and install it back together. So you'll get to see the install side of things, and the reverse would be taking it apart and removing everything. So these screws are not very long right here, pretty short screws because they are only going into a small section of the other side. So in general, you're only getting about yay much right there. About yay much is getting screwed in. So keep that in mind. So got this right here. Now you have two different things happening on these. So kind of hold them together when you go to take it apart. Okay. Gonna unscrew this just like so. And then you have two things happening. This side, you can see how it looks just like that. This side's going to control the lock mechanism, like to actually lock it. And the other side is going to set in, and it's going to have the outdoor lock piece. And that's going to be what we need to take off. And so as we take this off, we are going to get our Mortise lock, make sure we have it in the right direction. Set it down right here, see what we're working with. Okay. So we're going to set this in first. So it should go in there. Okay. All right. So easiest thing. So now that we know what side we want to do, we're going to make sure we put it to the plate right here. So the plate will make everything so much easier. So we are going to put these screws through the top plate. So it's going to hold on the actual lock itself. I'm going to turn this around. And we'll come right here. Just like so. All right, so let me get a better angle here so I can show you guys. These are all the issues you run into when getting this done, but we'll get a better angle and get you showing here. All right, so on this latch, what I had to do was there's different size screws here that go into it, and I realized I was using the old screws coming from it. So remember, each lock is going to be slightly different. So when you go to put it together, the bracket on the outside is going to connect to the actual lock itself. So you go ahead and have this together. Then you can nicely go ahead and put this in the slot that's on the door, just like so. You should, at that point in time, have two screws that are going to hold in the lock on the door right there. So we're going to have two. These are the longest screws that are going to be on the door itself. So the more difficult, or what I would like to say, like just the longest screws that you're going to have to deal with here. So let's go ahead and get these put in. Now there is an upside down and a right side up, I would like to say, side of that. So make sure you are putting the lock in, so it is going to be locking upward. That's the key with this. So go ahead and kind of get the bottom one in there as best as possible. Don't over tighten it so you can make sure it is straight. And then get your top screw in. You're going to notice it is a spot right here and a spot over here So there's like a bunch of dead area in the middle. That's why it's going to go pretty fast, and then it'll re-catch when it gets deeper into the screw area. All right. So now once we got these, should be able to retighten both of them. It's going to pull it in nice and flush, which is exactly what we want. Very easy process there. Now at this point in time, you have the back side, which is going to be the outside door. So we're going to take this and we're going to find it on the other side. It is frigid outside, or I'd be out there. So we're going to find it on the other side. Let me see here. Get this done. All right, there we have it. So we're in the slot. And then you're going to make sure the slots for the rest of the pieces there as well. It's going to fit flush at this point in time. You shouldn't have to hold it in too much. Then you're going to take your other side. There's 3 pieces, which is this little bar right here. And then these 2 are going to be slotted in. So you're going to take those. And just like that, you're going to be able to slot it in. And then my helper here is going to hand me my 2 longer screws. We're going to take these. And just like we unscrewed it earlier, we're going to be able to screw it back down. Now, from a testing perspective, it's up to you if you want to actually go in and screw this all the way tight. My opinion is get it nice and, what I'd say, like finger tight right there. Not too much, just so you can make sure that you're not going to strip the top one or cross thread it. So it's good to kind of keep them together there. Once you get it going, keep it together so it'll pull. Now, once you've got it nice and more finger tight, just like that, okay, and you're flush, you can check and make sure. And there you have it. Your lock, it should be ready to go. Now, it's a new lock, so at the end of the day, it's going to be nice and tight, which is exactly what you want. So you can test. Let's see if we got the door to work here. All right, we're going to have to mess around with this a little bit. That's okay. So there's different sets to it, so we want to make sure we get it right. Okay, and then there you have it. So we are already set to be locked. Now I'm going to go in, tighten everything up. Once I get it all tightened up, we'll be able to get it all good to go. But this is the Mortise latch. Guys, just giving you an idea how to do it. Very simple process. In just a couple minutes, you can get this taken care of with no problems. Less than 10-minute job here, guys. So check it out.